welcome back to my channel. So today is another Test It Tuesday and we're going to be testing the Morphe collection. It's the Jaclyn Hill's favorite collection, which basically, if you don't know, which I'm sure you do, Jaclyn Hill is a YouTuber and this is a collection of the brushes that she likes best at Morphe. Alright, let's go ahead and test out these brushes. So this is, like I said before, the Morphe, it's Morphe brushes, brush set, but it's Jaclyn Hill's favorite brushes. I don't know what to call it because it's not, that's a weird name. Anyways, so it retails for $213. It is on sale currently for $155. And then if you use somebody's code, or I think she has a higher code. I used her code. I think it ended up being $141, and then because it's over $75, it was free shipping. So I also it was $139.50, sorry. I bought an additional brush because I did notice that this didn't come with a winged liner brush and I really wanted one, so I bought one. So I guess let me just go ahead and break down what this all comes with. So it comes with this carrying box, which this alone on Morphe's website is $20. So this is the brush that doesn't come with the kit, so let me just talk about this first. So I bought this, it's the Morphe M160116. I think that's how you say that name. So I bought it because I really needed an eyeliner brush that was super thin, which I thought, at least on the website, it looked super thin. In person it does look pretty thin, and it's pretty small, which I love. So that didn't come with this, but I did buy it, and this retails for $2 on its own. So the brush set, it says, comes with 23, oh my gosh. The brush set comes with 23 brushes. It has face brushes and eyeshadow eye brushes. Alright, let's dive into this. So it comes with, I'm not going to list all the brushes or name them because I feel like that is going to take forever. If you want to see what all brushes it comes with, I would just go to the website and look at them. But I am going to test out these brushes, as many as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe off my makeup so we can put more on. Okay, so now that my face is clean of makeup, let's go ahead and put more makeup back on. I'm going to try to make this video semi-fast just because I know personally I don't like watching long videos on YouTube. But if you have any questions specifically, like on a specific brush, just ask me in the comments and I will let you know my thoughts on it. I'm going to start with the Becca, what is this? Backlight Priming Filter as my primer. And I swear this goes so far, like just a little bit. So the only brush that I really see for foundation, at least for me personally, is this. It's the M439 brush. It's a really dense brush, and these are the only kind of brushes that I really like using personally if I use a brush for foundation. Typically all I use is my knockoff of the Artis, I can't think of what it's called, and a sponge. That's normally all I use. I'm going to use the Hourglass Vanish Foundation. This is in the shade Porcelain. I hate to waste this and use it twice in this day. And then I am going to get the brush in my face a little wet just because I feel like it helps with a stick foundation better. So I'm just going to review the brushes as I go, just because, like I said, I don't want this video to take forever. So I think this is a pretty good foundation brush. I think it buffed out really nicely. I mean, yeah, I think that's all I can say is it's a good brush. So far, so good. Alright, next, concealer. So I'm going to use two concealers. No, you're not. You're taking your makeup off. I'm going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Beige. We're going to use this to buff it out. So this is the Morphe E8, and it's just kind of like a domed brush. I'm going to say it's a nice brush. It's super soft. But I think I need to find a different use for it than that. It still worked, but it wasn't my favorite thing to do. So still a nice brush, but I definitely need to figure out something else to do with it because I did not like really doing it with concealer. So still a good brush though. To set my under eyes, I'm going to use the Kat Von D Lock-It Powder in Translucent. And I'm going to use the brush, the M530. Because I don't really bake it and I like a light amount since I am dry. I think this is it's a good brush. I mean, I feel like a lot of these I'm probably just gonna say it's a good brush because, I mean, unless it like wows me, it's gonna be a good brush unless it's just absolutely terrible at doing its job. So, and Morphe brushes are fairly good on their own anyways. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with the same powder. I just like to use a smaller brush for the under eyes. So for my face, I'm gonna use, oh, this is so soft. Alright, I'm gonna use this bad boy. This is the E41. Look how huge this thing is. This thing is so soft. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I hope it never loses this softness. Oh, this is amazing. See what I'm saying? Unless it blows me away, it's just... Oh my gosh. Alright, this brush is amazing. So if you can't afford or don't want to buy this whole set, this brush, this is awesome. I'm going to really quickly just go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera because I use a pencil, so I'm not going to really use any of these, so I will be right back. Okay, now that eyebrows are done, let's move on. Why do I keep doing this? Let's move on to my face. So I'm going to use the Tarte Princess, what is it? Park Avenue Princess palette, which if you haven't seen, I did do a Test It Tuesday on this, so I will link it up somewhere. So I'm gonna use kind of a combination is what I've been doing of, whoa, these shades. It is Princess Cut and Angle, and I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna contour first, even though I don't like contouring. So I'm gonna use the shade Carrot, and I'm gonna use this R10 brush. So this is what it looks like. Whoa, I forget how pigmented it is. Alright, I really like this brush. It's super soft and it definitely blended that out really nicely. It helps that the products of this is nice too. Alright, so now I'm going to go and take those other two shades I mentioned, the Princess Cut and Angle, and I'm going to use the R2 brush, which this is what it looks like. We're going to use that to bronze my face. Now, these are super pigmented. Tap, 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 shake your booty. I'm not going to lie, I think I'm switching my bronzing brush to this. I really like it. It's super soft, and because it's flimsy, I feel like I'm not putting too much on, and it buffs it out really nicely because I accidentally did put too much on over here. I'm going to skip blush because I never wear blush, and so, but if I did wear blush, I think this would be a nice brush to use. It is the M437. This is what it looks like. So I'm going to use this brush in here. This is the M510, so it's really thin. I'm going to use this to highlight, and I'm going to use the Wet n Wild highlight palette, the Wet n Wild highlight powder. It is in Precious Petal. Wow, that actually picked up quite a bit, which is nice. I'm going to add a little bit of the Too Faced Love Light, or Too Faced Blinded by the Light highlighter, just because I like the pink gold tone, but I want a little bit of just straight white. Well, I guess it has a kind of a pink tone to it, but that way it just brightens up, and I like to just put that in like the highest point. So far I think this brush is really good. I wasn't sure what to use it for, and now I actually really like it because it does pack it on really nicely. Now we're going to move on to the eyes. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the eyes now. So I went ahead and took all the brushes out of their packages because it was driving me insane. So these are all the eye brushes that it comes with. It comes with a bunch of blender brushes. So I feel like it's only fitting to use her palette. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Jaclyn Hill x Morphe palette that they collabed on. This is the older packaging. So we're going to go ahead and use this. I don't know what look I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of play and see whatever happens. I'm going to start off really basic and use this shade right here for my beginning crease shade. I just realized some of the brushes have the newer logo. So there apparently is like an older brush and a newer. Alright, so I'm going to use the M504 to put that in the crease. We're going to do a basic look. I just want to test these. I don't really want to do an extravagant look. So this probably isn't going to go with what I'm wearing, but like I said, I'm literally going to take my makeup off after this. So let's just do colors I don't normally do. So I'm going to take that color right there. So I'm going to use the M441 for that shade that I was showing you. Alright, we're about to do more makeup tutorials on this channel because these are so soft. And they're blending it out so nicely. Next, I'm going to take the shade right next to it, which is just a deeper burgundy-ish color. We're going to take the M573 brush. Woo! That color. Ooh, I like this brush for getting like right in the crease, but still being fluffy. So I'm going to use this shade. It's like an orange with slight pink, but most like a gold undertone. So I realized the one thing this is missing is a packer brush. The only thing there is this freaking adorable brush. It's the M213. Look how tiny it is. It's so cute. I'm gonna use my MAC 242 brush. Alright, so I'm gonna use that shade with my MAC brush and pack that on. And I'm first gonna do it without spraying it or getting it wet. We're losing a little bit of the deep red, so I'm just gonna put a little bit more, and also to help blend the two shades together. So this is what it looks like without wetting the product, but I'm gonna go ahead and wet it just to intensify it a little more. So I'm gonna use my MAC Fix Plus, just because I really want that gold especially to pop. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to use the E18 brush. This is what it looks like. I'm going to go into the very first transition shade we used, which was, well, I lied. The second transition shade, which is this mauve color. And I'm going to just put that on the bottom lash line. Ooh. Then I'm going to take this brush. It is the M432. It's just a flat, it's a finer brush. And I'm going to use the red that we put in the crease. And I'm just going to tight line my bottom lash line. And then I'm going to go back in with the other brush that I used and just kind of buff the colors together. I'm going to use the Ofra, the Rodeo Drive that I use like all the time. So I'm going to use that to highlight the inner corners. So there's two brushes. I typically use a brush that's more like this one, the E36, which is just a small like round brush. But you could also use the adorable one, the M213 that I showed you earlier. You could use that as well. Because it's adorable, I'm going to use that one. We're just going to put that in the inner corner. And then I'm also going to highlight my brow bone with it. So the only other thing that I need to do is I'm going to do eyeliner, which that was not one of the brushes that was included in the set. It's the brush that I bought extra on the side. It is the one that I said, the M160116. So I'm going to use this brush and try to do eyeliner. I'm going to zoom you in because I have to get down. I feel like really violated. I'm going to put mascara on. I'm not going to do false lashes because I don't normally. So now that mascara is on, let's go ahead and do lips. I recently bought Bare Minerals trio of liquid lipsticks that they had for the holidays. So these are the shades. Haven't really used them, so I'm going to use them now. We're going to go in with the shade XYZ. Okay, this looked more nude pink in the package, but it is a frosted package, so I don't really like the color. Alright, I'm gonna add a little bit of their gloss to make it pinkier. So this is Bare Minerals gloss in the shade Sugar. I wear this like all the time. That helps a little bit. Okay, so that is all I have for this video. Those are the brushes. There are some I didn't use, so I just want to point those out. So these are the brushes I did not use. I still think they look like they'd be great brushes. So overall, I think these brushes are really good. There is a couple that I just don't really know what I would use them for, but I'll figure out as I go. This brush though, hands down, if you can only get one, I would buy this. I'm not even joking. It's amazing. That's all I have for this video, so thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one.